So this morning we're talking about a gender discrimination lawsuit against a global financial giant accused of what some people call mommy tracking. Kelley Voelker is a vice president with Deutsche Bank Securities and Lending Desk, and she was fired this month after 14 years with Deutsche Bank. Mother of two says it started after her second maternity leave when she claims the big accounts she had were taken away from her and the company tried to demote her. Kelley joins us along with her attorney, Douglas Wigdor. Nice to have you both with us. So
thank you, so
walk us through what happened. This was back in 2010. You already had one child. You were pregnant with your second, and you were going to go on maternity leave.
Right. I went on maternity leave, and immediately when I went back, I was marginalized. There was a campaign to get me to walk me into a flexible schedule.
So explain to me specifics of marginal. I mean, did someone say to you, listen, we're going to keep you out of these meetings?
No, they took me away. It took me off the larger accounts of the firm and wanted to put me into a marketing role.
Which is a demotion.
Which is basically a demotion.
Did anybody say anything to you before you went on maternity leave?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Everything was fine. I was successful with all my accounts. My accounts liked me. I got back from maternity leave and they were taken away. How about a flexible work schedule? What about a 4-day work schedule?
So my question for you would be, was there a sense that you weren't pulling your weight? I mean, now you had 2 kids, you came back into the office. Were you leaving at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something?
No, not at all. I was a dedicated employee for 14 years, and despite great performance reviews, every single one of them, they never promoted me. And eventually they took my accounts away.
And those are the unfortunate stereotypes that we keep seeing in the workplace, and Deutsche Bank just doesn't get it. I mean, 63% of new moms are actually working mothers, and this is a real issue, especially in this economy where families need the dual incomes. But when you have a company like Deutsche Bank where all of the board of directors and executive committee are all men, this sort of stereotype of that a woman, when they come back from maternity leave, is not going to work hard and is just going to abandon their job is really what's going on. And you see this with Kelley, and ultimately she was fired for complaining about it.
So let me read the Deutsche Bank statement. While we take all allegations of discrimination and retaliation very seriously, we will continue to vigorously defend ourselves against these allegations. That's the statement that they gave ABC News on Wednesday. Is this an issue, Christine, only in investment banking where we know the numbers it's way heavily more male, and certainly in leadership more male, or is this an issue across all industries?
I mean, in banking, you have very few women at the very, very top. And what you hear most from women in banking is that you have to work so hard to prove that you can work as hard as a guy. And you have to really take some of the guy, I would say, stereotypes or guy mannerisms with you as you manage and as you move up the chain. But for a lot of women, they don't, especially in the big corporate suites and in Wall Street, they get to a certain point and they decide, wait, I don't want to play by these rules, and so they tend to separate themselves. The banks don't get rid of them, they get rid of the banks because they want more flexibility.
You were not saying, listen, now that I have my second child, I'm less interested in working and being promoted.
Not.
So
Absolutely
you're suing
not.
because you say it's discrimination against a woman, and you're also suing now because you're claiming you were fired in retaliation when you brought your complaints.
Right. I was not promoted for 14 years. I came back, the same job wasn't there, and I filed a complaint, and ultimately I was terminated.
Under the pretext of the recession, and we keep seeing this as well, something we call recessionary discrimination. It's companies using the recession as a pretext for discrimination, saying, oh, the economy is down, we're cutting back, and now we get rid of Kelley, who's a great performer, rather than her male peers who started after her, who weren't working as hard as her. And again, because of the stereotype that Kelley is expendable because her husband might be working, is the breadwinner in the house. And there have been comments made to Kelley about that. Why does your husband work hard?
Oh, Kel, when is your husband going to get it together so you can stay home with the kids? Comments like that all the time.
Are there other women, do you see other role models of other women in banking you think who are working really hard, are bringing in the deals, are doing a great job, and are also parents to more than one kid?
Yes, I do, and it's funny because a lot of them, after the story broke, came to me, whether, in my group in Deutsche Bank and outside my group, sympathizing with me. The same thing is happening to me. It's really tough. You work really hard, and you're put to the side.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch this case. Obviously, you think you have a very good case on these two fronts, and we'll see what Deutsche Bank responds to, and we'll watch this case for you. Thank you for talking with us. Good luck with your case.
Thank you very much.
We got to take a short break. Still ahead this morning.